Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Aqueduct Racetrack here on Saturday. It is the 28th of February, 2026. Going to look at the stakes races on the program from the Big A. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on X at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And join me for my Fan of Youth preview, which is already live here on YouTube, preview from Goldstream. But it's Gotham Day from Aqueduct. It's going to be the final Gotham at Aqueduct. And we're going to look at the Gotham, all the other stakes races, races 2, 4, 8, and 10. So let's get to the action. The second race from Aqueduct, it is the Busher Stakes. It's going for a $200,000 purse race for 3-year-old fillies here. We have a field of 5 horses going 1,600 meters or a mile here in the Busher. Gonna take the number 5 horse, Interstate Love Song, 5312 for me in the superfecta, 5312 super. Top selection. I'm going to single this horse in the pick 4 and 5 horse, Interstate Love Song. This trio for the Volte Oro. Tom Morley trains. Ricardo Santana Jr. gets the mount. The ran the horse most recently, 6th February here at Aqueduct, 7 furlongs in the Ruthless Stakes, and she finished second by a neck that day. And she sat on the front end. She just yielded before the wire. The winner got to this horse late, but she ran her heart out. I think coming here, a little bit more speed favoring track. I think this horse could stay the mile, and I think she could run a good race here today. She ran terrifically on debut, or on her sophomore outing here, right after Christmas, 6.5 furlongs in the main special weight, winning by a half a dozen that day. From on the front end, she just kept going in a hand ride. A very, very good performance there. And then late November at Aqueduct, some furlongs in the main special weight, finished second by 2 lengths that day. A bit of a gritty performance in the lane. She got bumped around a few times. She didn't back down. The winner just had the jump on her, but she ran her heart out. She's going to do a mile trip here today. She's training well. I'm going to give this horse a shot on the ticket. Like I said, 6.85. I know it's a crap price, but I think she's a likely winner here. Single her in the pick 4. But to recap my selection for the second from Aqueduct, it is the Busher. Going to take the 5 horse Interstate Love Song, 5312 super. Single the 5 in the multi race. The fourth race from Aqueduct now, it is the Tom Fool Stakes. It's a grade 3 event going for a $175,000 purse race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 5 horses going 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs in the Town Fool. Let's take the 3-horse Bold Journey, 3-2-4-5 for me in the superfecta. 3-2-4-5 super. Top selection 3-horse Bold Journey. This summer going by Hard Spun. Belmont trains. Eric Hansel gets the mount. Bold Journey will always be remembered from me, in my mind, by knocking me out of the pick 4 at Belmont. And this has to be the summer of 2023 or spring of 2023. 7 furlongs in the Widener Turf course. This horse upset it. I want to say like 6 or 7-1. Knocked me out of pick 4. Went 3 at 4. Very, very upsetting. And, I still have a grudge on him. But the last time it seems like he ran on turf also, and it was only turf victor. So I have to go back to that race. But this horse, he ran most recently over the here at Aqueduct a month ago, 6 furlongs option 100, where he finished third by 3 3/4 lengths. The winner that day, Acoustic Avenue, really came home clear. This horse just kind of stalked that day, just couldn't get there late. Just a little bit flat late. He ran his heart out though prior to late December over the 6 locally in option 100, where he finished second by 3/4 length. He was very wide, but was gaining a lot of ground. That was a very good performance. And then prior to the New York Turf Sprint Championship for State Breds on Empire Showcase Day, 6 furlongs on the outer. He finished fifth by 3 1/4 lengths. Not the best beginnings, was a little bit wide, but he wants an extra furlong that he would see at Belmont. When Belmont reopens in the fall, the 7 furlong Widener Turf course races, I wouldn't be surprised if he runs in one of those races in September and wins it by a mile again and knocks me out of another pick 4. But he just need more trip there. He ran against Open Company in the Belmont Turf Sprint prior to that, where he finished second by a neck behind Allegan. He just missed, but he ran his heart out. His turf efforts haven't been half bad at all. His dirt efforts as of recently have been half bad at all. He's been back to some decent form. He has some decent buyers recently. 9-2. I'm going to use him on the ticket. I think the 2-horse here won 900 for Tom Morley and Jose Lezcano and also one with a 104 buyer here on the 9th of January going 6 quite impressively by 4 1/4 lengths. He sat on the front and kept going. Very good performance. Prior to that, Churchill over the optional 80 out in the mud going 6 in November. Off the bench, finished third by 1 1/4 lengths where he got caught at the wire, but he ran his heart out. He's run some very, very fast buyers as of recently. Back here to stakes quality horses on the home turf. Wouldn't surprise me if he wins. We'll use him in the pick 4 here. But to recount my selection for the fourth now from Aqueduct, it is the Tom Fool. Going to take 3-horse Bold Journey. Give kudos to the 2-horse 1-900. 3-2-4-5 super. 3-2 in the multi race. So we're going to head over now to race number 8 from Aqueduct, which is the Stymie Stakes. It's going for a purse of $150,000 race for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 6 horses going 1,600 meters or a mile in the Stymie. the Stymie actually produced a Breeders' Cup Classic winner in 2019. A lot of people forget Vino Rosa started off his campaign by winning the Stymie and went on to end the season win the Breeders' Cup Classic at Santa Anita. That's what this race will always remind me of. Also, it used to be the end of the season race on the inner track at Aqueduct in late like March, like a mile and eighth on the inner track, and then they would open the main track a month later. And used to be a good prep for the what do you call that? The Discovery or not the Discovery? What's that race? The Excelsior. There we go. Which this race kind of is a prep race for the Excelsior coming up in a month's time. But years ago, you had more time between race or less time between races, not like today. But I'm going to take two horse full screen as a top selection. I'm going to go 2, 4, 3, 6 in the superfecta. 2, 4, 3, 6 super. Top selection, two horse full screen. There's several Gelm by big screen here. Brad Cox trains. Manu Franco gets the mounts. Most recently, 27th of December at Aqueduct, mile and eighth in the Queens County Stakes, and he won by nearly a half a dozen. He stalked all around the race course. He got to the front end. And, Manny eased him up to the wire. That was a good performance. He cut him back in trips, should see some pace to close up into. I think he's sitting on a good run. Two back nuptial 100 here, 20th November over the mile and eighth, winning by half a dozen again that day from track and trip. He was a little bit wide, but he flew home clear. A very good performance there. And then in late October on the slop at Churchill, a mile nuptial 100, he finished fourth by 4 3/4 lengths that day. It's a little bit wide. I thought he needed something more. It was his first start since August, so he probably needed the race, but he ran his heart out. His races in New York as of recently haven't been half bad at all. He had a very nice place behind Film Star. Saratoga over the summer. You watch out for this horse here late today. Training well. 8-5 gives this horse a shot ticket. I think the four horse here, who is Yo Daddy for Linda Rice and Jose Lascano also, was a winner in an optional 75 with the mile and eighth here in early February. Won by 1 3/4 lengths. He got the job done. It was a major improvement off this race four, which is Belmont Gold Cup at Saratoga. Mile off 3/4 off the turf. He finished second by 8.5 lengths. Parchment paper came home clear, was the next start winner. This horse just, was the best of the rest that day. I do think he's cutting back in trip, which is going to be his preferred trip. He's won over this course many times. 4 for 8 and 4 over this track. Second off the bench should be a lot fresher. 5-1, small upsetter. I'll use him in the late pick four here. But to recount my selection for the eighth now from Aqueduct, it is Stymie. Gonna take two horse full screen. Give kudos to the four Yo Daddy. 2, 4, 3, 6 super. 2, 4 in the multi race. To the 10th race, nightcap from Aqueduct. It is the final Gotham Stakes here at Aqueduct. It's a grade 3 event going for a $300,000 purse race for 3-year-olds here. Field of 9 horses going 1,600 meters or a mile in the Gotham. With the two horse Hammond, I'm going to go 2, 1, 6, 3 in the superfecta. 2, 1, 6, 3 super. Top selection two horse Hammond. This 3-year-old colt by Charlton. Safi Joseph Jr. trains. Jamie Rodriguez gets the mount. The ran the horse most recently, 31st January at Gulfstream, 7 furlongs in the Swale Stakes, and he finished third by 5 1/4 lengths that day. Didn't get out of the gate so clearly. He just kind of stalked that day. He moved ever so slightly late. I mean, ever so slightly. He just needed the race for the experience. Also off the bench, I think getting a one-turn mile here, hopefully being a little bit forwardly paced, getting out of the gate a little bit better. I think he can, improve and the job done here today. He ran two back in the juvenile sprint at Gulfstream, 6.5, 22nd November, and he won by 2 lengths that day. He only had three other rivals, but he stalked all around the race course when Edgar's eyes said go. He came home clear, a very good performance there. And then at Gulfstream, on a main special weight over the 6 on the mud back in late September, early September, won by 2 1/4 lengths, gained from mid-pack. I thought that was a very good race. His last race just wasn't, the best beginnings, which cost him. I think, like I said, coming here to a longer trip, which he's bred for through and through, training well Palmettos. I think he can improve here. I think the one horse Balboa for Brittany Russell and Simon Russell can win also. He had a decent place in the Drome a few weeks ago where he just got overtaken late by My World. His race before that in the Remsen, he had a very wide trip, which probably cost him late. He just had to be used a lot to get good position early on. He yielded before the wire, but won at Laurel going 6 furlongs quite impressively first start in the New Barn. The New Barn races haven't been half bad for this horse. Coming here to a one-turn mile, gonna give her a shot at 6-1 on the ticket, and also watch out for the number 6 horse here, who is Iron Honor for Chad Brown. Won on debut here in December, quite impressively. Coming to a longer trip, which this horse is bred for through and through. Off of a decent buyer, it wouldn't surprise me. Let's use her in the late pick four here. But to recap my selection now for the 10th from Aqueduct, it is the Gotham Stakes. Going to take the 2 horse Hammond, give kudos to the 1 horse Balboa and the 6 horse Iron Honor. 2, 1, 6, 3 super, 2, 1, 6 in the multi race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on X at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.